Hey everybody, welcome to our live stream. We have Paul and Carole as our guests today. Very excited to talk to them again. I was talking to them backstage and trying not to ask them questions about all the adventures they've been on because they have been very, very busy. They've just got back from a Cunard cruise and they've done all kinds of things. So very excited to talk to them about that. We are cruising next week on Sky Princess, Paul and Carole and me and various other people. So that will be amazing. Hello to everybody who is already in the chat. If you do have a question for us, we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can. If I don't read your question, if I don't answer it, it's not like I'm seeing it and ignoring it. It just goes very, very fast. But Sean makes a fantastic point and he says, if you have a question, can you please start it with question? Just makes it so much easier for me to see what's a question and what is just people saying hello. But hello to everybody who is in the chat. So many names I recognize. Thank you for coming back week after week. Hello to Mary. Hello to Tristan and Justin. Hello to the cruise monkeys. Hello to everybody who is in here. Hello, Justin. Okay, hello to my mum. Hello, everybody. Okay, I think we should just get Paul and Carole on here because I have so many questions for them. Very, very, very busy summer they've had. I'm very, very envious. So, hello, Paul and Carole.
Hey.
Hello there.
I'm so excited to have you on my live stream. I don't know why we haven't done it before. I've known you for how many years? 4 years, 5 years, maybe now. And we've done some random things in that time, haven't we?
Yeah. I think we first met when you started your group initially, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. And you've been a moderator in that since I don't know how long. And thank you so much because Facebook's a hard place to moderate. So I appreciate all the help with that. But we've done so many, new ship tours and launches and naming ceremonies. We were at a naming ceremony recently. We went to Rome together.
Yeah, and that was pretty special, wasn't it?
That was. So we went to see Catherine Jenkins perform in a castle in Rome just for the weekend or for a couple of days, didn't we? Which was really, really cool. We have got so many questions for you guys in the comments. I hope you're ready. So many nice people in here. If you don't already know Paul and Carole, I mean, you need to subscribe to them. But I think most people already know who you are. So we have our first question, and it comes from Sean. And Sean is one of our moderators in here who's always in here hours early for our live streams. So I think we should definitely answer his question first. And you guys were on Anthem of the Seas. I have booked Anthem of the Seas, but I've not been on it yet. So this could be some good advice for me. What is the number one thing you would recommend? What do I have to do on Anthem of the Seas?
So for me, for my birthday, we went to Wonderland. That's extra pay. So it's a specialty restaurant. So if you wanted to treat yourself, because that was a fabulous experience, wasn't it?
It's absolutely bonkers, the food. You just can't get your head around what they bring out to you.
Yeah.
It's just an all-round experience. It's not just about the food, it's just the all-round.
Yeah, but it does cost extra. For free, bumper cars. We had fun on the bumper car. Well, we got some injuries on the bumper cars. It all got a bit violent. But that was fun. That's free.
Good.
So much on the ship. The ship's full of art. The Anthem was a beautiful, beautiful ship, wasn't it? Was that the Solarium?
Solarium
at the front.
We saw loads of dolphins.
Yeah.
And also for free, as long as there's nobody from Royal Caribbean watching, we went to the Japanese restaurant and they forgot to charge us.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Well done.
You shouldn't say that.
Well, they can't charge us retrospectively because they don't know what we have.
It doesn't really seem like a hack that people are going to be able to replicate. So I think that's fine. That sounds. I mean, I've seen pictures and videos from people who've been in Wonderland, but it doesn't even look like it's not really like food. It's like entertainment. Like it's an evening kind of show through food. Yeah. If that makes sense. It looks absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably try that one. But I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm doing Norwegian fjords, and I have booked myself a balcony on there, which I think. I know me. I figure Norway, if you're gonna go to Norway, balcony.
When did you get a balcony though? Because we used to be very much inside. We started inside and then outside, and then balcony. You're not so bothered, are you? I love just having a balcony because just sitting there in the morning with a cup of coffee and not having to get still in your pajamas or whatever. Yeah. And just not having to, and just that place just that's your own outside space. I love it.
The main reason is one of us likes to have a lie-in in the morning,
Snoring.
and the other likes to have a cup of coffee on the balcony. I'll let the viewers make their own mind up.
No, I'm sure it'd be amazing. I have stayed in balconies before; they're fantastic. My default go-to is still the inside cabin, and then I feel very, very lucky when I have a balcony. So looking forward to it. So I was trying to remember earlier which cruises you've been on this summer, because you did Scarlet Lady, right? You did Regal Princess.
Yeah.
You did the Cunard cruise.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth.
Anthem of the Seas. Any other ones?
MSC Virtuoso in May. Regal Princess.
Iona.
Oh, I forgot that one completely.
We went on Iona and then stayed in Portsmouth for 2 days before we got on Scarlet. So that was quite a contrast of doing Iona and then
I think I would. When I came off of the Scarlet Lady, I was like, I need a week on something else to like get over this, to like relax. So I think maybe if I was going to do it again, I'd do a weekend on Scarlet Lady and then a week on Princess to like to detox. I know it's an impossible question, but out of those ones, which was your favorite?
The Anthem for me was pretty special because I literally retired as a nurse a few days beforehand, and it was my birthday. And we had cruise with Royal Caribbean many years ago. We did about 7 cruises with them, didn't we? And then they got a little bit more expensive, and the drinks package were getting crazy money. So that's when we first tried Marella, actually. And then since then, we haven't been back on Royal Caribbean, but when we've been back on Anthem, I was like, oh my God, I need to do the Royal Caribbean cruise.
Yeah. I think I'll be the same. And I'm really so tempted to do Wonder of the Seas. She's coming to Europe next year. And
afternoon.
Yeah, for me personally, if I could, pick any ship to try right now, it would be that one for next year. So hopefully I'll get on that.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, how's your Cunard cruise? Because I'm always trying to introduce people to Cunard. It's an interesting one.
It wasn't what we expect, because everybody thinks it's going to be stuffy and like ridiculously formal. Now, I don't know whether it was because it was just a short cruise, but the dress codes in the day and in the evening, unless it was black and white night, they were very relaxed about. But I'll tell you something, them old is nowhere to party, because it was like, I've never seen so many people on a dance floor on all the cruises I've ever been on. It was bad.
And not just for ballroom dancing, for just jumping around like lunatics like us. The floor was, and it was so lovely to dance again, wasn't it? What surprised me most about Cunard was the different types of entertainment. Women that you could see an Irish duo, and then you could see another band, and the big band. We love live music and orchestra and brass sections, and the entertainment. If you love live music, Cunard deliver, and I didn't expect that. I thought we would be very sedate at night. We would just be chatting. I thought it was that sort of cruise, but it wasn't. We wouldn't get to bed till 1:30 every morning.
We parted more on the Queen Elizabeth than we did on the Scarlet Lady.
That doesn't sound anything like my Cunard cruise at all. What you're saying you were expecting is exactly my Cunard experience. Like, we would come out of the theatre at, 9:30, maybe 10. Everyone is asleep. No, we would be like alone in every bar. That sounds good, though. That sounds like fun. I think
it was brilliant, honestly.
4 days was not enough, and we both said we definitely want to do Cunard again. Drinks are expensive. For a glass of wine, it was, for a decent large glass, it was $14, wasn't it, plus 15%. So it's not. But it actually, we didn't spend as much as we thought we were going to spend, did we? We did go with friends, and I think that has an impact on what you do as well, doesn't it? Because they like to have a party as well. Yeah. But we really enjoyed it.
Because the wine was, nearly $16 a glass with the tax, Carole cut down to about 10 or 12 glasses a day.
The best Marys.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds amazing. I don't know if they kind of have relaxed things, and also because people had last year not cruising and everyone was inside, and now everyone's just really happy to be outside, and like maybe it's a bit different. I don't know, but mine was every bit as formal, more formal than I ever expected, because I didn't do any research into it before, and it was as relaxing as I thought. But it's interesting to hear. It'll be interesting to see if you do, a week or longer.
Exactly.
Yeah, see how it compares. But I'm very glad you had a good time. I was looking at all your pictures, and I was on Queen Victoria, and it could be the same. Like, it's all the classic Cunard design and all of that stuff.
Yeah, when you walked on, it really it was just magical, because it was like stepping into a different era, and there was the guy with the red, pillar box uniform, and you look around, it's a beautiful, wasn't it? It was wood anything that you'd imagine was from many years ago, and I loved that. The art around the ship was just fantastic, wasn't it? A beautiful ship.
They've managed to look at making 11 because I think it's 11 years old, isn't it? Did we say
2010? I think is it?
But they've managed to make it look like an old ship.
Yeah, but not falling apart.
Exactly.
Like a really strong. They managed to sort of capture the mood absolutely perfectly. They haven't gone big on the bling. It's just really tastefully decorated everywhere you go. And I never saw one seat that I didn't want to sit in. Whereas you go on some cruises and it's just like I've never seen anybody sit down before. Somebody
Yeah. So I mean, you've gone from MSC with the sparkly staircases to Scarlet Lady with some strange chairs on Scarlet Lady to Cunard. So you've literally had everything in one summer, which is so cool to see. Oh, we have a question from the Cruise Boys who says, are you both overpackers when you go on a cruise? Because we are. I'm not, so I don't need to answer that one.
Every time I say, right, I'm going to work out exactly what I'm going to wear every day. And every time I think, I'll just put that in. And Paul's like, why are you putting that in? Oh, you never know. So, yes, guilty as charged.
Carole packs about 5 outfits per day. And a couple of cruises back, I went to put an extra bow tie in. And she said, you put one bow tie already. Like I wanted to put a wardrobe in there. It's like,
oh, gosh. Yeah,
I'm going to get better.
How much are we going to pack for next week? So we're on for 6 nights. You're going to pack.
Oh, we'll have a theme or something.
I'm bringing a medium-sized suitcase actually on that cruise. So for me, that's
big.
I don't know what I'm going to.
That's like you're going for 5 years, a medium-sized suitcase for you.
That's pretty much everything I own in there. So yeah, that'll be brilliant. We have a question from Kevin. He says, which ship do you think has the best and most impressive atrium? I have an answer, I think. Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's the Royal Princess and the Regal Princess and the Sky Princess and those new big princess ships with their big twirly staircases, and they do Zumba in the middle sometimes. And I don't know any other atriums where you can do Zumba in them. So that's my answer.
Yeah, I was thinking
because obviously the Regal Princess was the first actual cruise we'd done with Princess, but we had done 2 ship visits.
Yeah,
but yes, they are pretty impressive. And to be fair, the one day we were a couple of decks up, and they were doing line dancing down in the bottom.
Yeah.
Which I don't really understand that.
The other atrium I love is Marella Discovery. That's got a fabulous it's not as sparkly and blingy as Princess, but it's just it's a very pretty with all the glass sides, but also the heart of the ship where a lot of the entertainment happens and the dancing. And we loved that atrium too, didn't we?
Carole's just a frustrated dancer.
I am.
She keeps going back to dancing. It's just a shame we're not good at it.
Well, exactly. We were brave enough. We've been practicing in our kitchen doing the waltz.
Oh, yeah.
We were brave enough to get on the dance floor, but there's so many good dancers on Cunard.
Yeah.
It was like being on the M25. We were going around the wrong way, so it was just got a bit frantic. So we managed. We didn't disgrace ourselves, but we need more practice.
Yeah, I'm not quite brave enough.
It was like trying to run across a motorway, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I have a slightly different answer to this question that I've just thought about, but I don't know if it's still my favorite answer. because it used to be the Norwegian Spirit, and they bought this ship from a different company. It was very not Norwegian, and it had water features in it, and it was really open, and it had these big glass elevators, lifts that I went in when I was 11, and it was the most fun thing in the world. But in Norwegian kind of style, they like took out the big stairs and the water feature last year, and I think they've put a big TV screen there, which is very Norwegian Cruise Line. So I think I'll have to go back and see if I still like that one.
A good reason to go back.
I think so, yeah. I filmed, when I was on board, I filmed a ship tour of everything for like a before. And I'm waiting for the after. So it'd be good to get on there. Thank you to Adventures with Time for my super chat. They ask if we have any experience with Iceland cruises. I have never cruised to Iceland. I'd love to, but I'm afraid not yet. Not yet. No. That sounds
same here.
Yeah, I know your answer to this one, but I think it's a good one to talk about. And it is, what are your opinions on Marella cruises?
Do you want to go first?
We did the Dream and the Celebration was our first Marella experiences, and even though they were quite old, well, they weren't quite old, they were very old.
Yeah.
We took to it immediately because we just love the entertainment. It's not we didn't have, there was no bad food, but it wasn't certainly up to today's standards. But once we went on the Discovery and the Explorer, it's just, you know, I just love like a proper theatre show in the evening with a story to it, lots of live music, and, you know, good food, good entertainment.
Yeah, I think it's a good all-rounder. A very relaxed cruise. Their prices are good. They're all inclusive. So budget-wise, it suits a lot of people. I think it's going to be interesting because when we were on board, it was Pure Talent that did all the entertainment, and Pure were excellent. Now Ted's taken over the entertainment. Now we on the Explorer, we felt the entertainment was still very good, but not to the standard of Peel. So I think it'll be interesting for us because we do love our theatre shows, you know, the sort of West End style shows. Then now a lot of theatre shows have just become in just people standing and singing with beautiful dresses on and backgrounds, but no dialogue, and we love that, don't we? I think one of the reasons we loved Anthem, they had the whole We Will Rock You show on there, and it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
I remember
with a man called Curly Watts who was in Coronation Street probably before you were born.
I love Coronation Street. I've been watching it since before I was born. Mum would play, you know, I'd hear the songs, and I still watch Coronation Street. I watched it today, so I know exactly who you mean.
Oh, there you go.
But when I did, so I spent 2 weeks on Marella Discovery, and the same entertainment team did a different show every day, 14 nights, which was and everyone was amazing. Some of them were more kind of like musical, but they all had a story or a theme or something I could understand, and like I really liked them. They were good. When I did Explorer, it was a 90s themed cruise, so I don't think I can base any entertainment on that one. But yeah, I think most of the stuff I know about Marella came from watching you guys on those earlier ships. Personally, I'm quite happy that they sold those ones because I just feel like if you said to someone, "Oh, Marella cruises are great," thinking, "Oh, I've been on a Marella Discovery or Explorer," and then they go and sell it. Like it's just not exactly the same, but still good. Thank you to Luke for my super chat. I just need to say thank you before it disappears off my screen. Carry on.
When we went on either the Dream or the Discovery, Carol will tell me, we had an ocean view, and we went into our cabin and we had a little tiny porthole about that big, and I thought it was a window. I said, "Is that really our ocean view?" And we were so low down, and if the sea was a bit rough, it would splash the window.
We just see some flying fish. That's good. Yeah.
That's kind of what I think of when I think of those ships. Not too sure. Keith in here is on Sky Princess next week. Are you happy for me to say hello if I see you around? Of course, Keith, absolutely.
I'm not Keith unless you're bringing me. We love it when people say hello to us.
Yeah, we really do. It's been so great to meet lots of people that follow our channel. And it's so please do. If you do spot us, come and say hi.
Yeah, me too. I will say sometimes I'm just in my own world completely, and if people can wave at me or say my name, like, you know, sometimes I need to have my attention directed because I'm off in my own world. But yeah, I love it when people say, oh, hi, I subscribe to your YouTube channel, or you know, how I know them, because sometimes I'm thinking, I hope I haven't forgotten you, or you know, sometimes it's a bit tricky. So if someone can say to me, hi Emma, I know you, then that's cool. I'm happy with that. But yes, we have Visit with us in the chat. They're on our cruise too, Rich and Helen. So it'd be cool to catch up with them as well. My goodness, thank you so much everybody for the questions. They're going so fast. Really appreciate them. I'm not ignoring them if I don't read them. I wouldn't have any time to talk to Paul and Carole if I read every single comment. Here is one from Jay, and he says, would you recommend Corolla or the Steakhouse on the Marella ships? I have done them all.
Good, weren't they?
We did the Surf and Turf and Corolla, and they were both fantastic. Thoroughly recommend the pair of them.
Corey's asking on a budget. So Corolla is cheaper. And if you love sort of Asian fusion type food, but the Surf and Turf, we had a tomahawk steak, didn't we? Our first one, and it was just so humongous, but beautiful. All the food was great. So, I guess Corolla because it's cheaper. But if you can have the opportunity, I'd do both.
No, I don't think I could fault any food I've had on any Marella cruise ever, to be honest. And one of the favorite things for me is that there's multiple places that are included. At cruise lines, you'll find buffet, main dining room, and then everything else costs extra. But at least on Discovery, there was, you know, there's like the Glass House, the Italian restaurant, the main restaurant, the snack shack, the buffet. And if you don't want to spend anything extra,
you don't have to.
It's loads.
You really do not have to. You still have a brilliant time.
I had my own chair at the snack shack.
Oh, really?
Not then I went there much.
Little beach hut. That was nice. I would have the cookies in the packets. I'd pick some up, take them to my cabin just for in case I needed some when I was back there. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have got a question from Saskia, who says, first time cruiser going on Cunard for 2 weeks in November. How do you know about special nights like White Night? I didn't think Cunard really did that many. They're not really like a theme night kind of cruise line, are they? So you'll have formal nights.
If you just take a collection of dresses, and for females in the evening, you know, they were basically with men. Started with men. You didn't have to wear a tie or jacket. They were, and it says on the daily program that was optional, but they do advise a collar of any sort, so polos or shirts. For ladies, anything. I wore a selection of little, you know, tops with my black trousers. At the times I wore sort of just a cocktail type dress, and that was perfectly acceptable. So you don't have to go for the big, the tux for the men, probably on the black and white night. I think for Cunard, yes. But ladies, you don't have to wear the full length, you know, regalia. You can wear, you know, some really dressed up, some didn't, and it didn't really matter, did it?
No.
Good. That sounds good. I definitely felt a bit more like on my Cunard cruise that the other people would not be happy if I, you know, they took the dress codes very, very seriously, and I wouldn't have crossed them. But yeah,
that's what I was saying earlier. It'd be interesting to see when things go back to normal, how strict the dress codes will be. Will you get people tutting at you because you haven't got a waistcoat under your dinner jacket? You know, that sort of stuff.
We didn't have that experience.
No, we didn't have the experience at all. But the trouble is, it's one of those ones where we're not. I know we've just been on there and it sounds daft, but we're not really qualified to say, because until things are back to normal, and on a 2 week cruise, it's not going to be the same as a 4 day cruise.
We're hoping to do a Queen Mary transatlantic next year, aren't we? That's one of our plans. So it'll be interesting to see how that does differ.
And that's why I love things like this, because I find out where I'm going next year.
Yeah, your schedule. Yeah, no, I think that's the ultimate, the transatlantic. If you're going to do transatlantic, I think that's how I would want to do it. Yeah. But you've had a little taster and you're happy to do it, so that's the main thing. I think back to when I took a 3-night cruise on the Celebrity Silhouette, and I was exactly the same. I was like, I had a great time, but I'm not qualified to talk about Celebrity based on that cruise, because it was so different from the cruise I took recently on the same ship. It was just it was a world away. But now you know, and you've had a little taste test of it, and you're happy to do it again. So,
and that's what this summer's been all about, hasn't it? With all the staycations, it's been great.
Oh, apparently I have missed a super chat. I'm very sorry. It goes very fast. Here it is from Jim. Thank you, Jim. And he says, have you ever found any ship or cruise line whose food didn't live up to the great food standard? Ooh, tricky.
I don't want to upset anybody, but probably in standards of ships, probably the oldest, because it was older, was the Marco Polo, the old CMV ship.
Oh, okay, yes.
But the food was exceptional.
Food was really good. Everything else was good.
But what I loved about Marco Polo is they didn't worry about rules. So, they're not on the baked Alaska night. They got like a little flickery electric on the top.
No fire. Yeah.
CMV. They came out. They had flares on the top of there. I thought the ship was going to catch fire. And there was just like, you wave your napkins. Well, you had to do that because there was so much smoke in the dining room. It was absolutely. It was like a fireworks display.
It was, and that wasn't it? But not when we would want to repeat.
No.
Well, we can't now anyway, can we? Because they're no.
No. I mean that ship's from the 60s, like by cruise ship standards.
It was a Russian warship, wasn't it? From the 50s.
It was 1963 because it's a year older than me, and it was a Russian troop carrier at some point.
So sounds brilliant.
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't still the same chef on there. So
yeah. I mean, for me, I think the Cunard, not the Cunard, the Costa cruise I took. The food was probably the worst of any cruise I've been on, and the buffet was questionable. If it was, it was not great. But also, the cruise boys in the chat just came back from a Costa cruise, didn't have the same issues as I had. It is tricky. You can't just say a cruise line. Food is so subjective. You might get one rubbish thing in the restaurant or not. But if I look at what I cook myself at home and then what I eat on a cruise, like I don't feel like I have the highest need for eating truffles and like things like that. Like, I'm quite happy, quite easy to please.
You haven't had any super noodles on a cruise yet?
No, but as soon as I get back, I'm straight back to like super noodles and a packet of something of crisps. So yeah, not too hard to beat that, I guess. Karen says, as the staycations have been popular this year, do you think they will do some next year? I personally think if they can make more money by going somewhere else, they're going to go somewhere else. If they're not sure that they can make more money somewhere else, they'll stay here because they know that they can make money here, to be honest. I mean, cruise lines do British Isles cruises all the time. I've booked one for next summer, but whether it'll be 3 or 4 night ones, not too convinced.
No. I hope so, because it's a great opportunity, isn't it, for us that live in the UK. But I don't know. I think once things get back to normal, then, because there used to be you could just get a few on a Cunard or P&O, wasn't it, sort of 3 days, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed them, but I think most people will be wanting to go to the Mediterranean, the Canary Islands, after we have been here for so long. It's been brilliant.
Isn't it? The one thing with the staycations, it's been brilliant being back at sea. But just to get off a ship somewhere different, we haven't had that experience yet. On Cunard, we did go to Liverpool, but we still couldn't get off. Apparently, it's the 1st of October, so I gather that they're going to allow passengers off. But we've been to Liverpool a few times, and we didn't want to pay for an excursion to somewhere that not that we know well at all, we don't. But so it'd be nice to do a cruise where we do get off.
Yeah, it is a bit strange to go, like the MSC cruise, when I don't know how long it would take me to drive there, but not many hours away, and to pay to go on an excursion somewhere I could just drive to when I got home, a bit different. But also I think the weather, it'd be nice to get some proper sunshine. I know we've had a couple of nice days this summer, but it feels like we haven't really had a proper summer. I'd like to go somewhere with guaranteed sunshine, and the UK just isn't that.
Not the UK.
Not the UK.
No, I mean it can be great. You just can't guarantee anything, can you? Thank you to Innocence Abroad for my super chat, who's given me a super chat for my celestial cookies. Thank you very much. And tasty bevies with Paul and Carole on the sky. That sounds awesome. I have the drinks thing included on the Princess cruise, so I'll be having many tasty bevies. But yes, on my Celestial cruise, I spent €5 on board spend, and like 3 of them were cookies. So thank you so much for that one.
Thanks, Bob. We love their channel.
That's quite a lot for you, Emma. $5 spending. That's
yeah, I know. Honestly,
well, saving up.
Well, with Celestial, your drinks are included, excursions are included. There was what I didn't really know what I should be spending money on. There's not much to spend. Every time you went to a restaurant or a bar, there would just be 2 menus, free drinks, cost drinks. So you just open the free drinks menu. Like, why would you even look in the other one when there's so many things in that one? So yes, thank you very much. I'm sure I will spend that on cookies at some point. The cruise boys raise a good point and say, hope the app on Sky Princess works for you, as it was a bit of a nightmare. Oh dear. I'm hoping that it works. I feel like every cruise line is struggling around the UK with their apps, and that they say, just signal is bad here and it's unpredictable, but that would be...
Yeah, on the Regal, our second episode 2 of our Regal Princess vlogs went out today, and you'll see Paul getting very angry with the app.
Yeah. No,
very frustrating.
Don't ever separate a man from his beer, because that's it
was good in lots of ways, with the opening of the door and finding because we went with your sister and dad, didn't we? But trying to get it started initially, and then we had so many glitches. In the end, we're just please, can we just have a paper copy, please? We don't even want to engage with it. So we're hoping as well on Sky that it's a bit different experience. But we had a fabulous time on Regal, didn't we? We loved Regal. And that was just a little glitch. And I'm sure, like you say, we're not the only one. It seems to be coming and going, doesn't it? There seems to be quite a few issues.
Yeah, I just feel like every cruise line this summer cruising around the UK has just struggled with apps. I don't know why. I mean, the Virgin Voyages app before that was driving me absolutely bananas. I think the MSC one worked best, actually. And if you told me that, at the start, I would have been like, But yeah, fingers crossed they sort it out. It is a tricky one.
Unfortunately, the prize for the worst Wi-Fi of the 6 cruises we've done went to the Iona.
Yeah, P&O Wi-Fi. Dreadful. Abysmal. And expensive.
Really?
I tried putting a 10-second video on Instagram, and it took 35 minutes to load it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. We gave up we gave up with lots of posts actually. We did manage to post them, but yeah, P&O, you'd think on a brand new ship that they would have some better system in place, but the Wi-Fi was very. I just done a post about it and told people don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money. And if you go into ports and stuff, then same on Cunard, expensive. They're still doing it by the minute.
So with Disney do it by the megabyte only. I'm not buying any for my Disney cruise. I mean, my Disney cruise is 3 nights long. I will just do everything can just be shared when I get back, because I mean, also on these short cruises, when you spend so long, you're exactly the same. When you spend so long filming things, taking pictures of everything, like I want to be able to do everything at the same time. So especially with Disney, I'm going to wait.
Yeah. That's a really good point, isn't it, about blogging? And you want to capture enough evidence to show people what the real experience is, but it's getting that not work-life balance, but work cruise balance, isn't it? Because you want to be in that moment and enjoying it, not worrying about what's looking at everything through a lens. You want to say, actually, that's enough now. Let's just enjoy. And you're good to do that, aren't you?
I am.
You've been enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, but if I didn't, I wouldn't even consider buying internet on any cruise if I didn't have everyone to keep in contact with because of this channel. It's a bit different kind of for us now, but I think being completely disconnected is one of the best things about cruising, because all the time people can email me, message me. I'm never away for day, even a day or 2 days. I think that's really nice. So if someone is taking their first cruise, don't have any reason to need the internet, you can use it in port. You can just wait. It's quite nice, I think. Yeah,
that's what we've done with the Queen Elizabeth posts, isn't it? And stuff. We're doing it as we come home, and actually that's been fine.
At least, I mean, the way I'm kind of viewing it now is I miss so many messages when I'm away because I'm sharing and I can't reply. So at least if I'm at home and I'm sharing stuff, when people ask questions, you can answer them. So I think it might work a bit better, to be honest. So I'm going to try. How expensive was the Wi-Fi? Like, there's lots of comments that say so expensive.
Well, was it? Oh, I've
Yeah.
got
The P&O Wi-Fi. There was like a browser thing where you could literally just look at Facebook, but you couldn't do anything. And that
Okay.
was
$7.99 a day.
And then the next one, which is what we had, where you could do a bit of social media posting, was £15 a day. £12.50. And then the top of the shop one was £25 a day.
But you could buy, if you're on a week, you could buy it, say, 70 quid for the week.
But what they all had in common, it didn't matter which one you had, none of them worked.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, it sounds...
You know, I'm not a business expert, but £7.50 for something not to work is better than 20 quid.
Yeah. Oh, Tristan and Justin say the Costa Cruises app was the most reliable and the internet was great. And Costa, yes, I'm happy to say they had a great Costa cruise. And I think I set their expectations fairly low on that one because it's cheap and it's cheerful and it's loud and it's colorful. And I think it was better than I had set it up for them. So that is good. Yes, Disney charged by the megabyte as far as I know. And I know Princess used to do that on my first Princess cruise. It would be like you press log out and then you see your megabytes are still going because you can't get out of the internet, which is awful.
No!
So, yeah.
I think Princess have got things so right, haven't they, with their Princess Plus package? Because for £30 a day, you get the gratuities, you get Wi-Fi, and you get drinks. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah. Emma is in the chat, and she says the Wi-Fi was great last time on Sky Princess. So that sounds fabulous. I'm sure it will be. There's lots of questions that are saying, how many cookies am I going to have? And then other people saying that I should be able to count them. I have a maths degree. I didn't get a maths degree to count cookies, but probably quite a few because I think Princess are my favorite cookies.
They're very good.
Ever. So I'm probably going to have quite a lot on this cruise. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't really thought about where we're going. So we go to Glasgow and Belfast, right? But to me, the ship is the place that I'm most excited about.
So I'm glad you told us that because Carole convinced me that we weren't going anywhere.
I said we're going on just a staycation.
Oh no, we got 2 ports. Yeah, well, if you're staying on, then it doesn't really matter, does it? But
that's everyone's wanting to go to the Titanic Museum.
Yes, I'm going to the Titanic Museum. I went recently. I went on my celebrity cruise to the Titanic Museum, and I'm going again, and I don't mind because it was really good. There's a ride in the middle of it, and also the first time we did it, it was the kind of rules here in the UK were quite strict, so we had to go round together. You couldn't go to the toilet by yourself or anything. Like your bubble was like that. So I think it'll be interesting to do it now, where I can just wander off. I think a bit more because we don't have the same kind of strict rules in the UK at the minute. So.
I feel embarrassed that we don't know where we're going, but I did get my email the other day, and I'm sure I didn't have any ports on. So whether that's changed since, and because we've been on so many, I'm making excuses now.
No, I'm sure it's always had ports.
I know she's right, and you're just
yes. Anyway, that's exciting.
I'm glad I could break the news to you about where we're going. But yeah, no, I had excursion confirmation today, so I'm definitely going to those places. Just the 2, and it's a 6-night cruise, so we've got quite a lot of sea days on this one. But it is mostly about the ship for me. Sky Princess looks amazing.
But not as many sea days as we thought.
No, but if you're staying on, then if anything, that makes it better because everyone else will get off and you can just chill out.
Yeah.
You can have some beers and just chill.
We definitely haven't booked any excursions because we didn't know there was any.
Oh dear. Better get on that then.
Yeah. We have a question that says, do you think taking a cruise every 2 months is too much? I mean, we would say no. Of course we would say no. I mean, I miss my cat when I'm away, but apart from that, I would prefer to be on a cruise than be at home. So I definitely...
Yeah, I think you can afford it, and that's what you love doing. You know, life's too short. You should be just doing what makes you happy. So if that's what you like to do, then do it.
Yeah, I get the question a lot from my friends or my colleagues who say, how can you afford to do as many cruises as you do? And this year I've done quite a lot of, 3-day cruises, inside cabins, guaranteed as cheap as I can. But also my friends that ask me, they have 2 or 3 kids, and I'm like, do you think it's cheaper surely for me to go on the cruises than it is for you to look after your kids, right? Like, just my priority is everything I have goes into travel, and after the last year, I just think Life,
with us, isn't it? We've always not been a couple that's thought very much about material things. We're all about experience, and that's taught us more, hasn't it? And last year, particularly, was losing people that are very close to us. And also, I've been saving for 36 years, and now I can retire. I've always planned to retire at 55, and now that's happened, and we're able to afford to do that a little bit more. We're going to go crazy.
Yeah. You should. I remember talking to you years and years ago, and you had your countdown. You know, for years you've been counting down every single day. So definitely do it. I mean, especially after last year. Oh yeah. Obviously, cruising every 2 weeks, says the cruise boys, if they could. If you can work from a ship, though, I mean, we know plenty of people who work while they're on the ships. If we go back to our internet conversation before, probably not the best. Yes. If Wi-Fi was better, I'd work on a ship. Yes.
Yeah. Princess, then, that's to us. Princess and MSC, we had the best Wi-Fi that we've experienced.
The MSC one was pretty good for me. I think I bought the like cheapest one that I could buy just for social media stuff. No, that was fine. I just want to do like updates. I'm not uploading my YouTube videos and stuff. Like I can't do that. So we'll do that when we get home. Oh, Daniel has a question, and he says he follows several cruise bloggers and never hears about Holland America. Is there a reason? I've never cruised with Holland America, so that's my reason. Same for you?
Nora, but we are interested. We've been watching Gary. We're obviously big fans of Gary as well, and I like the look of Holland America, so it is on our to-do list. It's just that they don't do many in our part of the world, or they've never been on our radar, really, but they are now, so hopefully we will. Yeah.
There's lots of like cruise lines like Holland America that I've never been on. I haven't avoided them, but now I'm sort of thinking I'd like to try these like different cruise lines. Like I was looking at Fred Olsen cruise the other day, which is something I would have never, I don't know why. I just never have considered it before. But if the price is right and any cruise line's in the right place, I'd like to try them all. But yes, follow Gary.
I'd love to try her to Gruton.
Oh yes.
But
I don't.
Not
I think the price.
I'm just absolutely amazed.
I said
the first time in Carole's life she's pronounced it correctly.
Well, her to Gruton. Yeah.
She usually sounds like something off the moon. Early group.
I think the reason why is one of our favourite cruises ever was when we went up to the Northern Lights, and that was on Marella. And regardless of what ship we'd have been on, Norway and going right up to the Honningsvåg and round there were pretty special. So. And I didn't think I would enjoy a cold cruise, going to somewhere that wasn't hot. But we loved it.
We did,
so we want to do Iceland. We want to do, more of Norway. We want to do Antarctica's actually on our radar at the moment. We've been looking.
Oh, really?
That's going to be hopefully a big treat. We're looking 23, 24.
Once I've sewed that kidney, I'll be.
Yeah, that's definitely a bucket list. Yeah.
You only live once, don't you?
Yeah, why not? Definitely do it. I would love to do like a completely, this is not going to happen. No way. But I toured the Scenic Eclipse, the luxury discovery yacht, and to do a cruise like that to Antarctica, which has its own helicopter and submarine, that would be cool. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon for me.
Submarine.
Submarine,
is putting more daft ideas in this woman's head.
Yeah, they just keep a submarine on board. I will say, like, it's very different being on a ship like that. I was just looking around, like, in the gift shop at how much is this plain white T-shirt, and on a Scenic Eclipse cruise, I think it was £85. Like, this shows what kind of place I'm in. If you have to look at the price tag, you can't afford this. And I was like, well, I'm here, so I'm having to look at everything. Like, I'm working out how much the helicopter costs and stuff, but for my imaginary cruise. But that would be cool. That would be a interesting YouTube video, I think.
Always good to have dreams. Always good to have dreams.
Imagine the people you would meet on there. I can't even imagine. Yeah. Jim says Emma is going to retire from cruise vlogging after 30 years by taking a cruise and never telling anyone. Can you imagine? That would be a bit strange. Oh, a question from Tristan and Justin, and this is one I know something about. Would you recommend a cruise over Christmas or just before or after? Have you guys done Christmas cruise?
Well, we were due to go on Aurora, weren't we, this year? Yourselves, and it was cancelled. So no, we haven't rebooked for Christmas. We booked for November and January instead, haven't we? Just because of being able to take Paul's dad.
Mm-hmm. I like Christmas cruises, but if you do them 3 weeks later, it will be half the price, pretty much. They're quite expensive over Christmas.
Yeah.
I've done Christmas cruises with Norwegian and with MSC, and the difference was really strange because the American kind of cruise, it was pretty similar to our British kind of Christmas. Didn't have roast potatoes, I don't think, with dinner. Not sure. But the MSC one was really quite strange. It was good, it was fun, but it was a different kind of Christmas on the MSC Meraviglia. But I would definitely recommend it. You don't have to worry about, if you're going with family, maybe everyone gets one present or something. You don't have to worry about all of that and cooking dinner and washing it all up, and you don't have to worry about anything like that. So I would definitely recommend it. If you could do it just before or just after, though, it does make it a lot cheaper. Keith says, how about a thumbs up for Emma, Paul and Carole? That would always be appreciated. Thank you for that one. Lots of people who like Christmas cruises in the comments. That sounds amazing. Yes, do it. Have you ever been on the MSC orchestra, and what is the experience like? I think I have. No, I haven't. I've been on opera.
We went on the opera.
Yeah, me too.
And it wasn't the greatest experience.
No, I think with the MSC ships, there's quite a big difference between sort of the MSC Meraviglia onwards, Seaside, and those ships, and the older ones. Interestingly, they haven't sold any. Like almost every cruise line sold some ships last year, and I thought maybe they would sell a few. But no, they're all very kind of the same in design, in that they're all very shiny and all very sparkly. But yeah, my mum and dad did a really cheap one like that, and they had a good time. But we were a bit reluctant to go on the MSC Virtuoso because of our experience on MSC Opera.
But I'm glad we did, because that and Gavin and Luke actually persuaded us to go on. Said, just try it, because it is a different experience. The newer ships is a better experience for us than the older ships.
Agreed.
And going back to 27 questions ago on the worst food.
Oh yeah.
The daytime buffet on the opera was by a million % the worst food we'd ever had on the
But in the dining room, it was really good.
Nighttime, dinner time in the dining room, fantastic. Good. Nothing was too much trouble. The buffet, just what's for lunch? A shrug of my shoulders if you're lucky.
It sounds like my Costa cruise.
But we had a great time on the Virtuoso.
Yeah, but Virtuoso was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Agreed. Yeah, I've been on Meraviglia twice and Virtuoso. And I think I'd like to do, Seashore or one like that sometime soon. I think that would be good. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everybody, for your comments. I wish I could ask every single one, but I wouldn't have any time for anything else. So many people loving Christmas cruises in here. Mary wants to do a cruise to Norway. I am cruising to Norway next year. Can't wait for it. I did a very similar one to the one you were describing when I did one with the Viking, and we went up to Tromsø to find the midnight sun. And it's amazing. I was looking at the photos from the other day, and it was strange. I mean, I know the photo was taken at midnight, but it looks like it's 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or it's bizarre, like being in a strange kind of movie. Thank you to Thank God for my super chat. Have something on me, a cookie or a cocktail. I will do that. Thank you very much. Yes, my mum in here, she says it was Lyrica that they went on and they had a great time. It was cheap. Opera wasn't great. Yes, opera. We did kind of, I can't remember what.
Hi, Gaynor.
I'm the itinerary we did on opera was a kind of Northern Europe rainy. Maybe it would be a bit different if it was.
No, we had a really good itinerary.
We did. We were in Cuba in the Caribbean, and it still wasn't good.
It was a fantastic itinerary. The cruise was terrible.
Yeah. Well, you did well to get a cruise to Cuba, though.
We've never been on a cruise where we were asked by a member of staff if we were stupid.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, my friend, a very long story, very short. Basically, I was on Wi-Fi upstairs. My friend wanted to get on Wi-Fi, and she went to reception. And we went to, and I basically said, I'm on Wi-Fi, and she said, well, I can't. She pointed, why do you think you're on a ship and you can get Wi-Fi at sea? I said, because your big poster here, and I bought it on, and she called me stupid. So I was like, oh.
Wow.
So that was a bit,
how to make friends and influence people.
Yeah.
But anyway. Anyway,
Well, my mum says hello. Mum says hello.
Yeah.
Do we have any thoughts on the new Norwegian Prima coming out? It seems like a great new size of ship. I would love to. Absolutely, yes. Don't have any plans at the minute, but big Norwegian fan, and the ship looks amazing. Yes.
Well, we've never done one yet. We were gutted because March 2020, just before the pandemic hit, we were due to fly out to New York to get on the Norwegian Bliss. And we had a hell of a bargain. Went for about 1,200 quid. We got an all-inclusive cruise that it's a couple of days in New York, and we were going down to the Caribbean and back and flying home. And of course, it was cancelled. So that was a really good deal, which never happened. So we got our money back and are desperate to get on a Norwegian cruise. So I have been looking at those and Prima, because that's out next year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's kind of my situation with Carnival. I tried to book my first Carnival cruise for May of 2020, and I will keep trying. I've cruised with Norwegian more than any other, so I feel like I know it quite well anyway. So if it comes down to, do you want to do another Norwegian cruise or try a Holland America or something, I would try the different one just so that I have all the bases covered with that one.
Yeah,
definitely. Justin has it booked. Tristan has it booked. Loads of people have this one booked. I'm sure it'll be absolutely amazing. We have a question that says, how about winning the lottery and running a cat cruise instead of a cat cafe? I don't know how you... Can you imagine trying to get insurance for a cat cruise?
No.
It's running around everywhere. I don't feel like the cats would enjoy it too much. I don't know if cats get seasick, but they wouldn't really understand, would they? And they'd want to go outside, and you wouldn't let them outside. So I think, as amazing as that sounds, and I would love to go to a ship where I could go in a cat cafe. Probably shouldn't do that. They do bring puppies onto some of the Princess cruises sometimes, so you could always bring cats.
The last two cruises, there was on the Scarlet Lady, there was two.
They were guide dogs,
assistant
dogs. Yeah.
And on the Iona, there was a Labrador as well, which was an assistant dog, and that's the first time I've ever seen any dogs on a cruise.
Oh, really? I saw one when I was on Norwegian Spirit. It would be in the like Oceans kind of bar and grill thing. It would always be in there, and it was so cute. And you know, it's working, and you're like, oh, you look so cute from a distance, and let him do his job.
Yeah.
A question from Mark, and he says he's boarding the Sky Princess next week. Do you have any advice based on your Regal Princess experience? I would like this as well.
What do you say? I think Cunard, if you like, I love a great bar as Cunard's. Cunard's was one of your dad's favourite, wasn't it?
He's getting on the Sky Princess.
No, I think there's Cunard's on Sky, isn't there? Isn't there a Cunard's?
I don't remember, but I'm sure they'll have, even if it's not a name. I think same sort of thing.
I think head for the Piazza, and all around the Piazza is different little bars, and the International Cafe that's open 24 hours, which is lethal after you've had been enjoying the drinks package. I would just go to the main dining room. The food on Princess, before going to the specialty restaurants, which we've heard of excellent, do try the main dining room, because we've had excellent food there. But there's also Alfredo's Pizzeria.
Yes.
That was fantastic in Regal, wasn't it? So and just enjoy. Just the Piazza is just a lovely place to sit and just people watch and listen to the music, and it's just it's a beautiful place to be, isn't it, Paul?
Yes.
Sounds good. I'm so excited. We have a question from Reggie and her man, which says, which of you wanted to cruise first? And Carole, your laugh is contagious.
Thank you. Well, going back many years ago to 1990, I actually worked as a nurse on Celebrity Cruises. I did that for 2 years, and then I came back to the NHS, and we've been there since July when I retired. So I've always wanted to go on a cruise as a passenger to see the other side of things. And it took me 7 years to talk him into going on a cruise.
Really?
Yeah, because you just, like most people say, isn't it? Oh, why would I want to be on a ship? It's going to be boring. I'm going to get claustrophobic. All the normal things that you think, well, that's just not true.
And 26 cruises later, I've regretted every one.
It definitely seems like you're enjoying yourself. But you're doing a very good act.
Yeah.
As soon as he was on the Navigator, within a day, he's like, why haven't I done this before? I said, because you wouldn't.
The amount of people you speak to, and we were talking to Gary Bembridge, and he said the same, and within hours of being on a cruise ship, you're like, it's like a light bulb moment. It's like, oh, I get this now.
Yeah.
And it was like that for me. It was like, oh my God, what? Like, I can see it all now, and I don't know why didn't I want to do this. But you still talk to people, and they're like, oh no, it's like, I think they think that maybe you're like tied to a chair or something in a salon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like, well, they don't, you can't do this, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, you can do as much or as little as you want, isn't it? And that's the beautiful thing, I think.
Yeah, it's such a tricky one because it's not like with anything else, you could introduce people to it slowly, or you could go to a place. You can't just, if you're trying to get your friends to go on a cruise, you can't just show them it.
No.
They don't really do tours anymore. They used to do some sort of lunches and stuff, but until you kind of walk into that atrium, you see the size of it and you realize, I took a cruise with a first-time cruiser, went in the buffet and was like, you can eat anything. And she was like, what? I can eat anything. and how you don't get the scale until you get there. And it's tricky, but I'm so glad that you loved it. So
you must have said to her, Emma, you can eat anything, but not the cookies because they're mine.
Yes, there's nothing at the back there in that section. In the middle, there's nothing there. No, I'm glad. Then what did you do after that? If that was your first with Royal Caribbean, right? For you guys,
it was Navigate to the Seas, and then we did a 2-day Queen Mary 2, didn't we?
Yes.
Over to Le Havre, and that was. And then that was when we did our run of all the Royal Caribbeans. We did Explorer, we did Independence 4 times, didn't we, with the dads, because the dads loved it. And then we did Explore the Seas to Norway, and then we did Mariner of the Seas from Singapore for my 50th, didn't we? And then we went, that's when we started going to Marella, and we tend to do things in
chunks. I mean, you've broken that up this
year. Yeah, 6
Well, this summer you've broken that up and you've done, fast succession, lots of different things, and then you can settle. Do you have any plans at the minute for things, next year and into the beyond?
Yeah, well, we've got Alaska booked. The only cruise we've got, apart from the Iona in January to Spain, if that happens, is Alaska, which we booked on Ruby Princess. We want to do. I'd love to do the transatlantic Queen Mary, but we're a bit reluctant to book anything at the moment, long haul, until the world sort of settles down even more. But we've got lots of plans: Antarctica, Panama Canal. Lots of. We still want to head down to Sydney and to New Zealand. That's a biggie for us, isn't it? And we've never been to that part of the world. We also love Thailand. We used to go to Thailand every year on a land-based holiday, and we want to get back over that side of the world, but not yet. But maybe 2023.
Yeah, it's a shame it's so far away. I always think about this. I'm like, doing one around New Zealand is like the absolute bucket list for me. So far away though.
When I remember you all went on Japan, and everyone that's done that cruise, the best.
It makes it easy for me if people ask me what my favorite cruise is, because hands down it was Singapore to Tokyo Princess cruise. So good. We have nearly been chatting for an hour. I told you this would be fine and this would be an easy hour. But I'll let you say whatever you want to say. Tell people to subscribe to you. Tell people where they can find you, and just say whatever you like.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining in today. It's been fun, actually. It's gone really quick.
I told you.
Yeah, we were really nervous actually, and it's lovely to see so many join us. So we feel very, very chuffed to bits. So we're Paul and Carole Love to Travel. Great if you could subscribe to our channel and follow our sort of wacky adventures, then that would be great. You can find us on social media as well, on Twitter and Instagram. Just search Paul and Carole Love to Travel. Anything to add?
YouTube, Facebook. Look at our sign behind us all there, look. Get it there.
That's good. Nice and consistent. Thank you, Sean, for sharing the link there. Thank you to all the moderators in the chat who have the power to share links and the power to moderate everything for us. It just makes it a really nice place to be. You've got some subscribers in there. Definitely subscribe to Paul and Carole if you haven't already. Maybe I will even appear in the background or something. We're planning on doing an interview together, aren't we, when we're on the ship next week. So
We are,
I'll be popping up over there, and it'll be cool to see you over there. My mum says have a great cruise. She is very envious. Mum is not coming on this cruise, so she's feeling sad.
Hopefully we'll get together again in the future, which would be lovely.
I'm sure we will. Thank you to everyone in the chat who is leaving us lovely comments. Thank you to Emma, Paul and Carole. A fun hour, a great chat. Thank you everybody so much. Already subbed. That is brilliant. That is what we like. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, goodbye everybody. I will not be back next week because I will be on the ship. But I'll be back after that, and I'll let you know when the next live stream is. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers.